Just 8 men and 8 women remain in the draw. The quarterfinalists are set here in Ericeira on the Challenger Series. It's been a day which has offered us big contrast in terms of energy throughout performances. Well, they've been clutch because there's been so much at stake. Energy drained away a little bit, kind of put us out of our misery in that last heat, but before that there was all sorts going on. It's been a fun day, and you're going to get that at a surf contest anyway, particularly one over here in Europe where things do change so much throughout the day. Yeah, absolutely. We had a little break at lunchtime. We still, got the best of it really in terms of the tide and the swell. Yeah, the last heat was a bit of a bummer just in terms of lob not getting opportunities, but yeah, throughout the course of the day we saw some great surfing. And as you said, we've got down to the pointy end, just 16 surfers left. Key learnings? Thoughts from today, JJ?
I feel like it's just been the same all the way through. It's been consistency from the athletes who are just getting that early start and then just kind of forcing the hand. I feel like as soon as you have an inch of a lead, we haven't seen many fight backs in this event. It's kind of been just one person dominating. Feeling the same.
It also feels like one of those days where maybe slightly lower energy, but everything really ramping up towards finishing strong as well. We don't want to have an anti-climax. We're looking really good. We're still pretty confident about finishing big in big swell. Let's remind ourselves a couple of moments that set the tone for the day. And it was actually, well, it's quite a while ago now. It was down here this morning, and we talked about a past winner, Alyssa Spencer, the Goofy, taking on Eve Wong. And it was, in fact, the American with more experience of success out here who got the nod. This is probably one of the few occasions where someone did have to fight back. We saw Wong with this wave. I think it was around a 7.17. That was a mistake from Alyssa, but then she just bounced back really quickly. You can see the energy in the waves, how different the size was from this morning. We have just lost a little bit of that sort of power and energy, but Alyssa just fought back. And, yeah, the CT server who's won here before, she was just too good in the end.
Yeah, Liz, I can't believe this was today. Wow. Liz, yeah, she's got the win here. She's got so much class, so much experience. Eve, she's just that dark horse. She has that real underdog energy. This was that real comeback wave from the Hawaiian surfer. So much variety, really surfing tight in the pocket. She said, working with her coach, Doug, that she just wanted to surf like herself, and I feel like that's a big box ticked down here at this event. She looked really free, really loose coming into her heats, but Alyssa just looked really sharp, switched on, and looking like not winning, looking like losing wasn't an option.
Yeah, happy with the coach, Chris Gallagher there. Gally, they've been just calm, composed, been surfing really well, and points on offer now. Just getting through to the quarterfinals, you get, I think, at 3,000 odd points, 3,200 points, so big numbers. And you see down there Alyssa Spencer up into 10th, big jump in the ratings there, Jess, and eyeing off that all-important top 7 with another couple of heat wins.
Yeah, moving up 6 spots isn't easy. So Liz getting into the quarterfinals, she's really giving herself the opportunity to go up into that top 7. Kira Pinkerton, she's gone up into that top 7, so making it through to the quarterfinals yesterday. We're seeing 2 new names, Laura Rupp, Kira Pinkerton up there, but Teresa Bonvilla unfortunately falling out of that top 10, so that one must hurt for the Portuguese surfer.
But from 3 to 6, so those 4 surfers, Fitzgibbons, Veselka, Aristabe and Rapp, all gone. So that's 4 servers out pretty early in this heat, in this event. That means there's going to be some big movements. There's going to be some really exciting changes on that leaderboard, Paul. Yeah, we'll be shaking up those rankings over the weekend for sure, and after 4 events as well. Nothing will be set, but we'll have a better idea of who's looking solid at this stage of the season for qualifying. In the meantime, let's go down and hear someone who got an important, crucial heat win. The very last heat of the day, Eli Hanneman is standing by with Claudia.
That's right, Eli, joining everyone else on the quarters. How do you feel?
I feel good, yeah, stoked.
Can you guide us through your heat? It was quite, you're going with one of the best surfers on this competition. Can you guide us through it?
Yeah, I when I looked in like the draw of the round of 16, a ton of good surfers, but I think Liam's probably the most experienced and definitely one of the best guys in the entire contest on this Challenger Series. So yeah, I actually wasn't that nervous though compared to my 2 heats before. I think I kind of enjoy like going up against the better, not bet, everyone's gnarly, but like the more experienced guys, because it gives me an opportunity to challenge myself and do what I can do. And it got really slow, so gave me opportunity to rely on my talent, go out there and create some scores and some below average waves, and yeah, I got the job done, so I'm stoked.
Congrats, and good luck for the quarters.
Thank you.
Back to you guys. That's all for today.
Yeah, thanks, Claudia. Yeah, Inch didn't really take away from that and just think, yeah, subpar conditions. He forced that. He made it happen. And that's key. If you are going to go all the way for a victory here, you're going to have to win. Sometimes it's harder to win those slower heats, right?
It is, and he doesn't look particularly happy about it. But inside, he's obviously, maybe that's because it's not job done. He's so sort of, grinding it out. He still knows there's so much points on offer. Just people have different, responses to how they process wins, and he's just so cool and calm and collected. And as he said, he manufactured his own scores, and yeah, it was impressive in its own way.
Elsewhere this morning, it was George Pittar came up in a heat against Kade Matson, and the waves pulsed at the start of this one. The scores are really, really big. The way it panned out, Georgie ultimately had too much, JJ.
Oh, looking really smooth. As soon as he puts that rail in the water, it's just magic, to be honest. Getting a pair of sevens, he's going to find himself, just creeping up the rankings here himself with these bigger points on offer in the quarterfinals. I mean, doesn't mean he had an easy heat. This was not a walkthrough by any means. Kade came out the gates with a big number, an 8.67, one of the highest we saw all day, and I feel like this swell this morning, it really suited these guys surfing. It was a really great matchup going down, but unfortunately that's when that tide started to fill in a little bit and it started to get just that little bit trickier. Slowed down for Kade Matson, so never quite got to have the answer back here. But I mean, just beautiful surfing. He's going to be on fire over in Brazil. You got to think that he's going to get another chance, but Georgie looking really good.
Yeah, he'd be a GP if he's a nickname in my eyes.
It is. That is his nickname.
Oh, there you go. We're back with
Classic.
GP.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, MPGP, look at the, it's a long lineage of great Australian style masters. I love his smooth style, his wraps. He makes even the dead sections look good. And he just rinsed this end bit, waited for it. He was working on the pressure angles of his surfing, he said earlier on in the event. I like that he unpacks the heats really well after the on the interviews, and yeah, I'm backing him. I'm backing him to win. I'm going to say that now, Paul.
All right, let's have a look at these rankings here. Luke Thompson, Tomo, he's going all right. He's gone back to first place. Mateus Herdy was there for a while. It was a nice moment. He's down in second now. That's all right too.
Yeah, that's fine. No, you just swap and change. Oscar Berry, we saw him lose, but Vast Hanneman making big, sort of gobbling up the ratings down there and still in with the hunt. So, yeah, George is looking good. And Luke Thompson way out in front, still in the draw. So, yeah, it's really exciting.
Tomo, Lukey up at that number one spot. But look at that for Eli. 12 spots.
Massive.
Based off that heat just then, Lobby, he's up one as well. Levi down on that cut line, down to 10th spot.
Yeah, maybe Eli didn't know he jumped up 12 spots. He didn't seem overly enthused in the chat with Claudia, did he? He didn't seem that bothered either way.
No, he's just focused on the job at hand, but he'll know. They know their points so well. Even Kaylee and his heat say, I need to get through this round to get points. They pretty much lock on what they can throw away, what they can't. So they know where we're at. So, yeah, Eli, he's the biggest jumper right now.
Well, it was fairly obvious, and apparently the energy just drained away from the afternoon a little bit towards the end of it today. Let's find out exactly what's coming at us over the next couple of days. We're pretty confident about things are going to click up a couple of notches, and we're feeling pretty comfortable about some quite solid surf out on the refit on Sunday, which could well be finals day.
Yeah, tomorrow morning we're seeing a bit of pulse again, so offshore winds 3 to 4 foot faces. So that'll be tomorrow. I feel like we may have a short day tomorrow. Might see a couple quarterfinals out there because Sunday morning looks great. 6 to 8 foot faces, offshore winds. That's that bump in the swell we've really been hoping for, hanging on to. So I feel like once we see these guys back in some big chunky waves, it's going to be looking really good for competition.
Yeah, love it when the surf picks up for finals day. Doesn't always happen Monday.
No, absolutely. It's a bit of a dream. Sunday, it's a massive day here in Portugal. The crowds are huge. Everyone has a real celebratory feel. And if you add some 8-foot waves into the mix, bring it on, Paulie, bring it on.
Let's remind ourselves about some of the key action that went down today in our top 5 moments from Friday here at the EDP Ericeira Pro. And the first of those moments, bit of an upset, and it was Samuel Pupo, who's pretty much the Ribeira GOAT, 2-time winner, the defending champ, down and out.
Yeah, we had a real underdog story in this one. Lucas Vicente, that backhand whip, it's really doing him wonders over here this year. But that winner, that winning attitude and that winning energy we've seen from Sammy Pupo kind of went nowhere today. We didn't really see it, to be honest, because this guy just stole the show. Sammy, you can tell that body language on this wave. Shoulders, they look a little down. The surfing, just not as spicy and on rail as we're used to from Sammy Pupo. Couldn't break out of the three-point range in this heat, unfortunately, so he needs to regroup, find himself back over there in Brazil, taking it home, and yeah, that right there kind of shows how that heat went for Sammy Pupo.
Interesting that you chose Kuzne to win, Paul, and he got knocked out, and you chose Pupo to win, Jess, and he got knocked out. So I would say that you two are batting none from two at the moment. Meanwhile, Sanoa Dempfle-Olin, she was this backhand all week. She's just been waiting for the good waves and then absolutely belting them. So much spray, so much commitment. And she surfed really, really well. Has done all event. She's been really dangerous, really impressed with the way she's gone about her surfing, Jess.
Yeah, her power was pretty unmatched in this heat. Eden was surfing great. I mean, she's so young and so talented, but just I felt like Sanoa's stature has a lot more strength behind her, and you could tell when she was putting it up in those lifts. But number 3, Morgs, classic Morgs. He's been in the highlights almost every day. Free surfing again for today, though.
Yeah, he has. He's been a really consistent performer, up against big names as well. This was against Herdy, who is one of the on-form surfers. And, yeah, classic Morgs. We know what he delivers. He delivers power. He delivers on-rail. He's got a bit of spark when he's in form. His confidence is up. And he said he wants to bring it home. He's got, once you're at this stage, he wants to win. And if he keeps surfing like this, he's got a very good chance of doing so.
Yeah, Morgs just surfing really tight in the pocket, going vertical on some really nice sections as well, and just surfing the waves up. He didn't choose the best waves in the heat, but got the job done. And then Yo-Yo, the Portuguese hope, hanging in there to fly the flag for Portugal. She's looking to win here. She's currently number 2 on the rankings. She's got a big quarterfinal matchup coming tomorrow, thanks to this performance that we saw a lot earlier in the day. Just surfing a great speed, and felt like she really turned up the heat towards the back half.
I listened to that claim before she dropped on the dry rocks. Still had something. Do I do a claim or do I hit rocks? Always chose a claim. Yeah, the Portuguese hope.
Always.
They haven't had that good a return, the locals, but Yo is flying the flag yet again, and she's way up the top of those rankings. She's eyeing off that CT place she's been dreaming of. And, it's a big one for the locals' hopes. Tomo.
Oh, Lukey, number 1 for our top 5 and number 1 on the rankings. I mean, this performance, he meant serious business. It was just so clutch, so much power in his surfing. I don't even know him anymore. He's just surfing with so much confidence. This time last year, the surfer who's he become, it just shows a lot can happen in 12 months because Lukey has leveled up this year. Look at that turn. Just absolutely flaring. We're losing out Shohei Kato, who was another underdog that we had in the competition, but the number 1, the Brew, going on through.
Shot Brew. So many South Africans backing him, and he's been another absolute highlight performer.
Time to look at some matchups coming up in our quarterfinals and beyond. Let's take a look at the brackets and we'll see what do we think here. What's standing out? I want a pick for a winner, but also wanting to pick a quarter each of you. JJ, you can go first.
We've got 2 really opposing styles in quarterfinal number 1. Really silky smooth George, GP. Taking on Lucas Vicente, who's just a bit more aggressive in his turns, gets a great pivot point off the bottom. But I've got to say, my pick for the quarterfinals has to be number 2, Luke Thompson, Luca Macinas. I feel like they've probably been 2 of the standouts so far in this event, and Luca Macinas just building, and Luke Thompson not looking like he's slowing down anytime soon.
Very good day for the name of Luke as well. Lucas and Luca, they're all in there. They've all been surfing. Macinas has been a bit of an underdog, just quietly going about his business, but getting massive points. So if you're interested with him in the ladies, well, it's hard to go past that top bracket there. Zabrowski and Pinkerton. We saw Kira outdo Sally Fitz in the round of 16, and she's up against the form surfer, the 14-year-old. I think, if we see perhaps a Zabrowski Hopkins kind of final, that would be my pick, just for a bit of a mix of the young and the local hope.
I got to look at number 2 again. It's just a day of 2s for me. Amuro and Anat, again, 2 different opposing styles, but feel like the last time we saw them compete, it was on. So I think that's going to be a really great matchup in quarterfinal number 2. Paul?
Maybe a little minor advantage. I'm not having to do any surfing today, so the whole day off to recoup and watch and recover and get ready to come and bring it. We'll find out if we're on tomorrow or not. We'll come back down here tomorrow morning for a 7:30 call for a potential 8 o'clock start. We've got plenty of time, so we can afford to be a bit selective. It'll be interesting to come back and have a look at the surf. We know things are picking up Sunday. We'll send you out some highlights. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Stay tuned to worldsurfleague.com. Até amanhã. We'll see you tomorrow.
There's your up here.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.